We you couldn't do this on LinkedIn 5 years ago. It made people uncomfortable, and it wasn't the platform. Now things are different. We need to tell people how people can still live through it.
Absolutely. And we want to thank Mark. Mark has to go, but thank you so much for being with
Mark,
us,
I love
Mark.
you.
Love you all.
Mark, good to see
Bye. All right. And Zoraida, thank you so much for joining us. Tell people how they can connect with you.
I'm at ZoraidaMorales.com. You
That's
can also
easy.
find me on LinkedIn. And have a safe and wonderful holiday, everyone.
You too, Zoraida. Thank you. Everybody, we are here at Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, the extended edition. This is a first. And we want to thank you all for being here, whether you're here live or on the replay. And we have some more guests who are waiting in the green room. So I'm just going to bring both of them up right now. Andrea Sanchez.
Hello.
And Syed Gates. Oh, she's dancing. She's dancing.
I was like, Andrea, yay!
Cyan! Shannon!
Hey, Shannon.
It's a family reunion.
Reunited. Oh my gosh.
And it feels so good.
Yeah.
Totally.
I love it.
We got the estrogen now. We had all the testosterone earlier. Now we get
I'm done.
Yes, welcome to you both. Andrea, go first. Tell everybody briefly who you are and what's your connection to cancer.
Who I am?
Yes, who are you anyway?
I'm a human that still has a lot of learning to do in this life, but I am appreciative for every single moment. I love to create communities, safe and brave communities, just like you, Tim Sohn, where people can be themselves and share their stories. And my connection to cancer is some of my best friends have cancer, including you, Tim Sohn, and a lot of people here that I've met in this community that are cancer thrivers, survivors, and have had a cancer are my dear friends as well. So even though I have been blessed of not having the disease myself, knock on wood right now, I have felt so involved and so welcomed in this community that I consider it family. So I'm so grateful to be here. And I wanted to make sure and say hello and make sure and that wish everyone a happy holidays.
You too. I love you, Andrea. And you and I did a lot of bonding in a short amount of time. And you just have this special place in my heart because you're here because you're sympathetic and empathetic and compassionate. And you're just so special, like you really are an ally to all of us and such a source of support and hope and joy and strength and just knowing that we're not alone. And I wish there were more people like you in this world.
Oh, thanks you, Shannon. I love you all. And it's such a special treat. I wasn't expecting to be here tonight. It's such a special treat to see you all and talk to you. And even Cyan. Oh my gosh, it's been a while.
Right?
So excited.
My roomie.
So excited.
So Andrea, I'm curious. Tonight we're talking about survivor's guilt, but you're a cancer supporter. Do you ever feel guilt from not having cancer?
You come up with the best questions, Tim.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. All the time, in fact. I've had the pleasure to attend the first two of Tim's in-person events, and I more recently met Shannon and Cyan in his latest one. And he has a section, if you haven't attended his event, my dog is trying to be on the show. Sorry about that. He has a section in his event that he has a portion where people go and share their cancer stories with each other in small groups. And I've always not felt very comfortable doing that because I felt like I didn't really belong because I felt guilty that why me? I'm the one that hasn't had cancer and all these wonderful people have. So I never really knew how to feel, what to say. But Tim and everyone made me realize, and Cyan and Shannon and everybody made me feel so welcome and saying, your story is you're here to support us. Your story is here that you're helping raise awareness. and also just everyone that I love and that are my dear friends and family who have been affected by cancer and touched by cancer. It touches me in a different way because they're an extension of who I am. So yeah, there's always been that guilt, but I'm slowly getting better at accepting that I too have a story to share.
I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, Andrea, but I just came up with a diagnosis for you.
Okay.
Yeah, not having cancer guilt.
Oh. Yeah.
I think I seriously, it just came to me like, that's you. Like, you feel guilty for not having cancer. And it's just, that is your story and that is you and it is valid. You know, I think that if I didn't have cancer and I lost my grandfather to cancer the way I did, I would have the same guilt as you of not having it and losing somebody that I love to it, you know? So it's valid. And like, that's your whole reason why you're here, is because cancer has affected you so much just by seeing it and witnessing it. So your emotions, like I always tell you, they're so valid and your story is valid. And we need more people like you. Like, this organization, I'm wearing their jacket. I'm not really giving them a shout out, but I guess I am. Colorectal Cancer Alliance. Their branding, they call us a nation of allies. So whoever is volunteering with them, whether they had cancer, didn't have cancer, survived cancer, have cancer, we're all allies. So you literally are an ally. And, you know, so we need to maybe start using that as a term in our community, that we have allies. We have people who support us who aren't family, but they might be friends, or maybe they are family, but they are so passionate about the advocacy and supporting us that you are literally an ally. And I love you for it. It takes a very special person to give so much of yourself to a cause that you haven't had personally. You know, like I've seen you, I've met you, and you give so much that it would be like you had this, you know, like you advocate so much and you give us so much support and love. So you're very special and I love you. And I just want to, what I would love for you is for you to own your journey and know that you are valid and you are needed and you are loved and you are welcomed. And we want you here and we need you here. And we love that you are here.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. Love you all.
Thanks, Andrea. Cyan.
Hey, Cyan.
Hi, Cyan. Oh, your energy.
So we
Your
had
energy.
I had to find a chair.
We had
my roomie.
We had my roadie, and now we have my roomie. I love this.
All the R words. So Cyan, tell everybody who you are and what's your connection to cancer.
So my name is Cyan Gates, and my connection to cancer is that I was a caregiver for my aunt, Deborah Baker, when she had stage 4 lung cancer. She unfortunately passed away October of 2020, but I still try to keep her memory alive in everything that I do, every person that I talk to, and give the wisdom that she gave me every time I talk to someone. That's pretty much all I can say.
And you're going to be sharing her story and your perspectives in the next Perspectives on Cancer book, Cyan.
Yes. I also put my my mom's name as well, because I was like, it's not just my story, it's hers too, because she was equally as affected, because that was her best friend, her road dog, her roomie. So
yeah,
it meant more to her to see her name in a book than me. So
yeah,
I would say thank you for blessing us with that, and it also helped us move forward in so many ways.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Cyan, are you connected with any of the lung cancer organizations?
No, I haven't had anybody reached out to me or anything, but I would love to.
My cousin has lung cancer, so I'll ask her for some organizations that you can advocate and volunteer with. Because we always need advocates for everything, right? I mean, we need people to understand that we're humans and we're losing humans. We're not losing numbers. So I will definitely link you with that. I forgot to ask you about that, but yeah. And lung cancer does need a lot of advocacy, especially for people who look like us. You know, minorities tend to get forgotten a lot in the cancer world, sadly. Sorry, just put it out there. But
No,
it's,
you are fine. Because
yeah,
I think we were cleaning out the last bit of the house that we lived in. It was 20 years worth of stuff. And I found a wooden plaque that had her name on it that was shaped as a keychain. And I'm keeping that and I'm putting it attached to my keys.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, I don't want to sit here and say that that was just my mom. That is somebody that touched my life more than anything else. And I will keep her memory alive as long as I live, even beyond that.
That's beautiful, Cyan. So tonight we're talking all about this lovely topic of guilt. So Cyan, do you ever feel guilt from your perspective?
Yes, because I know that even though she had lived up until she turned, I think she was turning 50, 51 or so. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I could give her 10 of my years in order for her to see her grandchildren have children, that would be enough for me. But I know that was like one thing that one of my teachers taught me. There was like, there is a reason why the torch is passed before the other runner gets to it. Is you're passing on a legacy that either you know that you have to carry or something that is bigger than you, so it's passed in generation. I didn't know what mine was, but I feel like in my case, the torch is given to me not just to take care of my mom or not to just help take care of my family. It's to create that generational awareness that our health is important. And as much as we would like to believe that we will live forever like we was in our 20s, yeah, it hits you different when you hit 30, trust me. Mm-hmm. And I've had friends around me. One lost her grandfather to colon cancer. A best friend of mine lost her lover to cancer. It's everywhere, but it's not something that cannot be prevented. Just taking the right necessary steps, then we can do it. And I know sometimes even taking the necessary steps isn't always the first thing we lean to, but it's at least rather than not taking a step at all.
Yeah.
So I try to encourage.
Yeah. I'm sorry, like all of a sudden now you have me ready to cry because you like totally triggered me. So
I'm sorry, Rumi.
No, it's fine. It was something that Tim knows I wanted to discuss about this show. This is part of why we brought up this topic, is that I used to love Christmas. It used to be my favorite time of the year. And what you said triggered me because my grandfather was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer a month after I was. And my grandfather was my best friend. Like we could have conversations without even words. Like we just understood each other non-verbally. That's how strong our bond was. He was my everything. And Christmas was my favorite time of year because he lived in Jamaica. He and my grandmother lived in Jamaica my entire life. And I would either go down for Christmas for the holidays or they would come up. And the whole family would be together. And it was just this joyous occasion. And my grandmother would cook breakfast and she made this special breakfast. I still don't know how she made her Jamaican fried dumplings. I'm still trying to figure out her secret.
Oh,
they
don't
were
worry. You'll have
big
that love to put in it. You'll
and they would
figure it out.
My grandfather would do dinner, and then my grandmother would do breakfast for Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, because we celebrate Boxing Day in Jamaica the day after Christmas. And my grandfather would cook the dinner and everything. My grandmother would kind of chip in. But what triggered me, what that you said was, you know, wanting the extra time. My grandfather did not want to do chemo for his stage 4 pancreatic cancer because he was worried about the bills that he would leave for his kids. And I said, Grandpa, if you want to do chemo, because I would give anything. There's no dollar amount for even an extra hour or day with you. Right. And so when you said that, it just all came up. And, you know, Tim knows, like, I am literally the Grinch. Like, I don't like a Christmas song came on the radio. I have not listened to the radio for the entire month because I did not want to hear Christmas music. I have avoided stores. I have done everything to avoid this freaking season. And I went and got my nails done because they were looking awful. And I was like, let me pamper myself because I've been going through a rough time. And I literally had anxiety just because of the Christmas decorations and people saying Merry Christmas. I had a panic attack while getting my nails done. And then I go to the pharmacy and I'm in my car and I don't realize that I'm not playing music on my Bluetooth. The radio is on and a Christmas song came on. And I got so angry and so emotional. Like, I was texting Tim and I was like, literally, like, the Christmas song was playing in the background and I'm sending him voice messages and I'm like, oh, I hate this. And I like, thank you, Mary. I was like, I hate this. I like, what is this? And I'm like screaming. And it was like I felt like I had blood coming out of my ears, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, everything. Like it was like nails on a chalkboard, just hearing one Christmas song. It just brought everything back because I was diagnosed in October and I spent Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's going through chemo. And then my grandfather was diagnosed right after Thanksgiving, and he was at Christmas dinner and he couldn't keep anything down, and he died shortly after New Year's. So I have all of this trauma around this season on my part and watching my grandfather pass, and it just comes back, and it just takes anything to just trigger that. And, you know, I'm trying to deal with it. And I know we talk about survivor's guilt, but I also have guilt because all my grandfather wanted was for me to sleep over with him one night and cuddle with him. And I kept promising him that I would. And I never did because I had my ostomy and I was scared of it leaking while I slept over. So I have that guilt, you know, and then, like you said, passing the torch. I swear to you, because my grandfather was healthy up until he found out about my diagnosis. And I swear, because I know that my grandfather prayed hard. My grandfather would literally, at 90 years old, I went to Jamaica to actually help take care of my grandmother who had Alzheimer's because my grandfather wasn't, you know, he was doing everything and he wasn't handling it well emotionally. It was really hard on him because they were like that's my marriage goals right there, love goals. If I get that in my life, I will be happy what they had. But he would get on his knees by his bed at 90 years old in his pajamas, bow his head, hands together, and pray. Fall asleep praying, and then finish praying and go to bed every night. It was like a ritual. And I know that my grandfather probably got on his knees, I don't know how many times in that month between our diagnoses, and probably said, God, take me instead and let my grandchild live, because that's who my grandfather was. So I really believe in that, you know, I really believe in that. And, you know, I have a huge picture of my grandfather up in my apartment. It was the first thing I put up on my walls when I moved in. I didn't even have a bed. I put his picture on my wall. It's the last thing I see when I'm leaving my house, and it's the first thing I see when I come home, where it is. And I know he's with me, and I know that he's a huge reason of why I'm doing so well. I feel him and my grandmother, and I know, because there's nothing like the prayers of a grandmother and a grandfather for their grandchild. But that's why I kind of joke about being the Grinch, is because I just hate the season now. I hate what it brings up, and I don't know how to get over it. I don't know how to heal. It's been 12 years and it's still the same. And Christmas with my family has not been the same. We've been very disjointed since the glue of our family both passed away. My grandmother passed a year and 4 months after my grandfather. So it was really hard, It's like everything just fell apart in my world at the same time. So, I'm trying to figure out how to not be a Grinch. And I got my nails done, and I just wanted something. The dude, I was like, oh, it's Christmas, let's do red. And I was like, no, let's not do that. So I said,
Oh no.
let me do pink and blue. So I said, let me do pink. I wanted like a rose gold instead of blue, because I always do blue, right? That's my trademark, I always do some kind of blue. And I said, okay, let me do like a rose gold. So I don't know how I feel about this nail salon now, because I asked them to cut my nails because I don't like my nails long. I like them like about that length. And he's like, no, I like them long. Let's leave them long. You can cut them next time you come back. And then I'm like thinking that my nails are done. And then I see him take white nail polish and start on my nails. And he did a Christmas theme on my nails. And I am dying now.
I'm so sorry.
He thought he was helping. That was all.
Right.
He thought he was helping.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Irony? Can we say irony?
Yes. Well, we want to thank both of you guys for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having us.
Christmas nail.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Cyan.
Yes, I love you, ladies. And this is gel polish. I can't take it off. He even put rhinestones. Do you see it?
Wow.
So Shannon, this just came to me, but maybe, and I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but maybe it's a message from your grandfather that Christmas can be okay again.
And you know what? My grandmother always had nails this long. So I think you're right.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank
I'm
you.
so glad you're laughing. It's such a pleasure to see you all tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you, Cyan. We appreciate you guys so much for coming on.
I love
Bye for
you.
now,
Bye.
I'm the Grinch with Christmas nails.
The Grinch with Christmas nails. See what that guy did? Anyway, thank you everybody for showing up, whether you're here live or on the replay for this. We're in 1 hour and 44 minutes, and we're going to wrap this thing up very quickly.
I think we should just go another 15 minutes and just...
I think I have a family upstairs that needs to see me, so I can say goodnight.
The OCD in me, it has to be like a solid 2 hours. Like,
Oh, no, we're not doing that tonight.
It's just weird.
Yeah, I get it though. I get it. Shannon.
Yes.
We're always looking for guests, right?
We are always looking for guests, because without guests, it would just be me and Tim talking to each other every time. And I think y'all would get kind of tired of that.
I don't know. If we bring the goats, if we bring the chickens.
I have my goat.
You got your goat? Yay! We got the chickens. We got the pigeon. But you were saying we're always looking for guests, right?
Yes, we are always looking for guests who want to be on the show. Whether you're a survivor, a family member, caregiver, friend, author, whether you're associated with a cancer nonprofit organization, or you volunteer with one, or you're a medical professional, anyone who has been impacted, touched, or has a perspective on cancer, no matter how unique. I think the unique ones are kind of the best ones. Please send me or Tim a direct message if you'd like to be a guest on the show. We would be honored and totally happy to have you as a guest. And we'd love to get to know you and have you share your story.
Totally. And even though Shannon's the Grinch, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And we'll see you guys again soon for the next episode of Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer. Bye, y'all.
Happy holidays and happy new year. We'll see you before.